How does one explain what it is that we do? How does one explain this? What is it that we do precisely? What is it that this is about? What is our goal? What is our focus? What are we trying to accomplish? Why are you here? What do you want? What do you want from me? What do I want from you? What do we want from anything? What are we doing here? What is this about? If we had to explain this to some entity from some other planet, and they said, "What do you do? You meet every day. What do you do?" Well, what? What is it? I think we celebrate this insanity of humanity that we live in. I really do. I think we just celebrate. It's almost like, can you believe? I had this fellow one time. I was doing something. I was in a TV station. I was doing some particular piece. I don't know what it was. I was on something. And there was a fellow who was in this recording room, which I never even knew there was a person in there. And he was on this stool. He was a rather large man, but for some reason, he was on a stool in order to adjust knobs or something for whatever it was that he did, which I never knew he was in this room. For day after day, night after night, every time I did my thing, I didn't realize there was somebody in there. And as I was in there doing my thing, when I got done, all of a sudden this head pops up below me because he was on this stool, and he kind of looks up like this, and I startled, and he said to me, "Can you believe this shit?" And I thought, that should be the name. And I want to say it phonetically. Can you believe D-I-S-H-I, shit, or S-H-I-H, shit? Can you believe this shit? And that's exactly what this is. Can you believe what we are doing? Can you believe this? Can you? I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what I am shocked. I heard today there was something that was very interesting. Blinken, the Secretary of State, had a thing at the State Department where he did a wonderful piece, a wonderful movement in conjunction with YouTube and various musicians. It was a YouTube Global Music Partnership. And I thought, oh, that's nice. He's doing that. That's terrific. And he had a lot of these people. Oh, I don't know who they were, some of them. I think Chuck D I knew. I knew Herbie Hancock I recognized. One was this woman. She talked like that. Hey, y'all. You know, one of those times. And one of the things which she said with a straight face was, this program was also to spread the English language. And there were a couple of others who, I don't know what they were speaking, but I don't think it was English. I thought, you have got to be kidding me. Can you believe this shit? I howled. And they would have not understood. Like, do you realize that you're not speaking English? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. And you're going to spread this? You're going to teach people around the world how to speak English from this? Do you want John Lee Hooker teaching people how to speak English? With all due respect, I don't think so. We've lost our minds. And tonight we celebrate that. So sit back, enjoy yourself. Make sure you are subscribed. I am getting unsubscribed. I don't know what's going on. They say it's bots. I don't think you're a bot. I think it's a conspiracy. But then again, that's me. You know me. That's weird. That's crazy. So my friends, please subscribe. Get ready. Like the video. And before you begin, folks, when it comes to the notion of identity theft, oh, dear God, how many times? There isn't a week that goes by when you don't hear something about some data breach. So listen, and listen real good. 2 million people were hit in a massive debt collection data breach. The most valuable pieces of personal information to hackers were exposed, including full names, birth dates, and social security numbers. What's worse is that the hackers had unauthorized access to this debt collection database for over a week, nearly guaranteeing that they got every piece of information they could ever want on you. That's why I protect my personal data with today's sponsor, Virtual Shield One. And I absolutely love the security I get with them. Virtual Shield One helps protect my personal data, browsing history, and internet activity from data breaches like this one. It does this by continuously scanning the dark web, and it helps to erase my data anywhere it finds it. That's why my private data is better protected against cyber criminals, tech corporations, or ISPs. Plus, Virtual Shield One includes up to $1 million in identity theft protection insurance. So I know my data is safe. Every day, 3.8 million people have their personal records stolen from data breaches. Use Virtual Shield One to help prevent yourself from being one of them. Thanks again to Virtual Shield One for sponsoring Lionel Nation. Be sure to sign up by visiting virtualshield.com/Lionel, or simply use my link in the description below, because every sign up with that link gets up to 67% off with a 60-day risk-free trial. Give yourself the gift of peace of mind. Terry's a new member. Welcome, Terry. Charlie Callie says William Faulkner would be proud. And by the way, I've been one of you fine folks say, what is a loco daedalus? What does that mean? Oh, I gave you the answer. I do want people to understand something. When you don't know what a word means, there is a way to figure that out. I don't want to shock you, but there's this way, there's this means by which you can figure out what a word is, and it takes just a few seconds. That's all I'm saying. Now, I just did a brand new video on this woman who my favorite new one is this is the entitled queen. This woman makes Fannie Willis look like Condoleezza Rice or Jean Kirkpatrick. Her name is, and this is important, this is the woman who is the subject of this absolute hysterically, I think, tragic. Her name is Christina Peterson. She is soon to be the ex-judge of Douglas County or something in Fannie Willis's area, Atlanta, sort of. She was a probate judge, wills, estates, stuff like that. And one of the highest paid judges around. And all she had to do was just not get into trouble. She was on her way out of the judiciary based upon allegations of, and perhaps convictions of, so to speak, of systemic corruption or incompetence or something along those lines. Systemic. It's wonderful. So what happened was we decided, and during the course of this, let me get to this one right away. Supreme Court decision that a jury must be unanimous to convict someone of a crime, opening the door for Trump's hush money case to potentially be declared a mistrial. Hush money trial, I believe that was unanimous. So we'll get to that. I will peruse that one, my friends. Civil cases, I know, can be split. Convictions, juries are usually, but we'll check with it. Thank you, by the way. Aquaman, thank you for that. So this wonderful judge, already on the hook, went out about 3:18 in the morning. She's gassed out of her mind with her friends. And as the drink and the alcohol becomes more and more and more away, she becomes, who's this? Wow. Kiss my. Well, apparently there was a woman at this bar who, according to the story, was either roughed up, hit, abused by some man who got away. During the course of this, our friend, the good judge, said, I was merely trying to help this woman. Somebody was hitting her or hit her, and I'm merely coming to her defense. I don't know what this is. You arrested me for battering a law enforcement officer, obstruction of justice. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm trying to help this lady, and I don't appreciate this. And they even had a little meeting on a French porch or something with this Mr. Arrington, who I think is commissioner. And he says, and he's got his bow tie, this is a travesty to show you that no deed goes unpunished. And there she is. There she is, the judge, wiping away tears. I don't know what's going on. I was just trying to help. Next thing you know, they arrest me for what? I'm just trying to help. Woman gets up. It's true. She was just trying to help me. Nobody would come to my, well, you know what she was charged with? Well, it doesn't really matter what she was charged with. All I know is that she, bless your heart, was there. Here's Ramona. Ramona's back. Heath, lady. How are you, Ramona? I don't know what's going on. I'm just here trying to help out. I don't know what you're talking about. I was not intoxicated. We are civilized adults. We are adults. We're out having a good time when this absolute travesty of a misunderstanding takes place. And it went something like this. Go! Let her go! Let her go! I'm trying to help out. Here comes an unidentified female. Look at the wig. You see this? I don't know if you saw this. This is terrible. Do you see the wig? First of all, you got to see the skull cap. This is very interesting. Right around here, you'll see the wig, the skull cap. Right, okay, there we go. Right around here. Now look at the wig. Can you see the wig to the right? It's kind of eerie, isn't it? It's just sitting on the ground. There she is. See it? That's that kind of a condom they put on their head to put the wig on. And this is the wig on the ground. It looks like a head. Doesn't look like a beheaded. Look at her. All of a sudden, here comes this woman. Pow! Okay. She's just trying to help out, right? Well, let's go to the jail. Now, this is after the good judge, soon to be ex-judge, because she is on her way out. Systemic corruption and the like. This is Christina Peterson. Here she is at the jail. You look like a was trying to eat on me before, and I never let her relax. Shut the F up. You look like, isn't she classy? Isn't she just don't you want to just, don't you as a juror say, you know what? I think she is great. I feel for her. Shut the up. You look like a was trying to eat on me before, and I never let her relax. Shut the up and stop touching me. Now let me explain something to you. There is and by the way, this is the attire at the jail. There is something that people have, this idea of where a police officer cannot touch you. No. When you are arrested, by virtue of the arrest, you are touched. You are touched. You are not, inappropriately touched, but your arm, you are escorted so you don't fall. Yeah, stop touching me. This is a judge, 38 years old, soon to be ex-judge. Me. Stop touching. I got it. I can walk on my own. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You should. I spared you the behind the back seat stuff too. Oh, I got it. I can walk on my own. Don't touch me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, the jury's going to get a hold of that. And they're going to say, "Hey, is that all you charge her with?" But see, ladies and gentlemen, don't you understand? She went to help. What? There was a woman who was leaving the establishment. Somebody came up and hit this woman, and she merely went to assist her. But when the police officers came, why did she attack? Punched him twice in the chest. Well, that's neither here nor there. But she hit a police officer twice. I mean, the police officers, that's it, leave. You go, okay. Everything was under control. She didn't have to help this woman out. The police and the security guard she jumped in because she was waxed, because she's entitled, because she lives in a world and lives in a universe where it says, if you don't like something, just say no. Police officers don't give orders. They merely give suggestions. That's all. They merely give suggestions. Now, here's one I want to show you. This is one of my favorites. There is a woman. Her name is Casey Hunt. Casey, Kasie. Don't you love cute names like that? Casey, Lacey, Laascee. What? Remember Diane Carroll? Remember Julia? Diahann. Diane? Anyway, Lacey was on with Trump campaign spokesman, and her name is, what is her name? It's very funny. What the hell is her name? I really like her stuff. Oh, Carolyn Levitt. And she is just loving this. And Casey said, no. You're bringing up Jake Tapper. Stop it. No. And Caroline says, I'm doubling down. Oh, you don't want to hear me mention Jake? Well, let me bring him up again. Casey, where's your sunshine band? It's beautiful. You want to watch this one? This made the rounds today, my friends. But of course, it's not anything unless we get to see it, where we pass the official word.
It would take someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has...
Ma'am, hold it. Wait, whoa, Bill, whoa. Now look at the smile. Can you see the smile? Can you see this right now? Levin's saying, I get it. Caroline says, I know what's going on. I just hit a nerve. And she starts grinning like a Cheshire cat. I don't even know what the hell that means.
I'm going to stop this interview if you're going to keep attacking my colleagues.
Adolf Hitler.
She is smiling.
I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
She's loving this.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
Provided you don't say anything that gets me upset, and provided that you do not break any particular rule that I make up on the spot, you're entitled back, provided you answer either yes or no, and that you do not in any way disparage or impugn the integrity or the identity of my colleagues because they're yelling in my ear in the IFB, and wipe that smile off your face, Missy. Ma'am, my name is Casey, and I'm upset. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh, beautiful. And by the way, would you like to hear what Jake Tapper said? I would. Would you? Who would? Class? I would. Let's see what old Jake Tapper has to say. And Jake Tapper has this weird Hitlerian fixation by comparing the great and the noble Donald Trump with the dude with the the toothbrush mustache, if you know what I mean.
Humanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
Now hold it, Jake. Whoa, wait. Jake, hold it. Casey just, wait. You just started off with this? You don't even wade into this a little bit? You don't even give us kind of warm us up? You're immediately making a Hitler comparison? I mean, Jake, are you seriously? Did you write this stuff?
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
Now hold it. You're doing it again. Now, Jake, listen. listen, you know this gig's not going to last. You know CNN is falling apart. And you're going to have to go someplace else. This is the stuff that follows you like a bad fart. You might not want to do this again. So please, one more time, just try it without the Hitler rhetoric.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, in the United States. Donald Trump.
Dehumanizing rhetoric. Yes, Mr. Trump, thank you very much for taking my question. Mr. Trump, did you in any way use dehumanizing rhetoric of one Mr. Adolf Hitler at any time during the course of your celebrity status, in a speech or address at any time? I sound like John Kennedy.
A couple times over the weekend referred to immigrants from South America, Africa, and Asia. He did not mention Europe. South America, Africa, and Asia as, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, which it's not hyperbole. That does very directly echo Adolf Hitler's language before World War II. To open up.
There we go again. See, he's talking about stolen the blood. You're going to make some kind of Aryan reference? Is that what you're making, Mr. Tapper? Is that what you're saying? Let me tell you something, young man. This is one of the finest presidents I've ever seen in my life. And how dare you impugn or in any way indict his character by suggesting any type of verisimilitude or parallel between Mr. Trump, President Trump to you, sir, and that savage genocidal maniac. Let me ask you something. Are you drunk? Have you been drinking? Have you been hitting at the cooking chair today? You been hitting that NyQuil or Robitussin? Because if I didn't know better, I think you're 3 sheets to the wind. You are, as what we say in West Tampa, halado. You are halado and a rebotado. Or as we say on Staten Island, shingad. Thank God, my God.
A copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf.
Oh, Lord.
You would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning.
Oh,
there's really no other way to say it.
Oh, yeah.
Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Mr. Tapper, please, in the name of Jesus. Is there something wrong with you? Is there something wrong with your disposition? Is it possible just to hear the voice of somebody sensible from the Democratic Party? Is that not at all possible to hear somebody who at least exudes and exemplifies normalcy? Oh, I know that lady with the funny wig. Yeah, you.
Real quickly, in the less than 2 minutes we have left. 60 years ago this week, 3 activists, Mikey Schwerner,
This is Jonathan Capehart. Why he's there, I have no idea.
James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, they were murdered for trying to register Black Mississippi residents to vote during Freedom Summer. What do you see as their legacy today, especially as the nation faces more threats of political violence like the ones you've faced?
Here we go. Here we go.
First of all, I want to thank all of those people who joined in the civil rights movement, who are not Black, who are not people of color, who joined with us to try and get justice and equality in this.
Who had no color, who were basically colorless, blanched out people without any color whatsoever.
Country. But we see they were killed, they were murdered. And I do believe that, having listened to Donald Trump,
I don't think that was 75 years ago.
So many times, and having the attack, the insurrection that took place on the House of Representatives, in Congress, on the Capitol grounds, that we could be in for more killings like that. And I think Donald Trump has to take responsibility for what he's saying about blood in the streets and violence if he's not elected to be the president of the United States of America.
And you know that, crazy lady. You know that more than anybody. He never said that. He never said that bloodshed. Remember the word bloodbath. Remember this? You don't know anything about this. Well, you probably think that's the only thing she's ever said. You probably think she's never said anything even crazier than that. Now, do you?
going to spend some time with the criminal justice system, with the justice system, asking them, tell us what's going on with the domestic terrorists. Are they preparing a civil war against us? Should we be concerned about our safety? What is he doing with this divisive language? It is dangerous, and we're going to have to make sure that we understand that we're not at risk with this man talking.
There's K part again. And there's Al Sharpton and two other people.
The way that he's doing. I will go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them.
I think that's inciting violence, don't you? I think that's inciting violence. That's what I think.
And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that something? This is this is just, I would love to say what y'all think about that. Well, what do you think about that? What about that Mega? Did you ever think that? Come on. Come on. Can you believe this one? I swear to God, I can't believe what I'm saying. And one more, just before we go crazy. There was a woman. Did you hear about this? Is really good. This is the Oakland mayor. Did you hear this one? Oh, this is my best. This is the Oakland mayor, Sheng Tao, Thao, Sheng Tao, and Sheng Tao she's from Stockton, California. She is the first Hmong American mayor. That's good. Okay. I don't know what that is, but that's fine. And she was born in Stockton, who escaped the Hmong genocide from Laos. HMONG. Okay? Okay. She's a mayor of Oakland. Oakland is as liberal. This was the one that brought us everything from the Hells Angels to the Black Panthers to you name it. So when the FBI comes after you, you've got to be serious. And if believe me, the FBI didn't bother anybody. Well, anybody normally on the left, unless what you're doing is so incredibly criminal. Well, let's see what this young lady has to say about this, because her house was raided. She's not been seen. Nobody knows what's going on. People are meeting the Asian community and say, hey, they're having rallies. Where's the mayor? She's nowhere to be found. But she responded to this as we're about to see.
Well, guess what? I'm not going down like that. We're not going down like that. The people who voted for me deserve to have their voices heard and communities prioritized. I'm seeking the truth right now, just as much as you all are. But I will not be bullied, and I will not be disparaged, and I will not be threatened out of this office. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of radical right-wing forces who know they will never win an election in Oakland fair and square. They know their extreme views are at odds with our Oakland values. But they have built the rules to protect and preserve their power and maintain dominance over the rest of us.
I don't know what that means, but bless her heart. Ramona's got something to say. Ramona says, hang on a minute. This is James Brown, evil twin separated at birth. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. This just absolutely destroys me. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I can't. And I was just watching before, all of these people, I was watching a show called Katie Halper. And it was Hill and Brianna Gray. All these people fired from their jobs. Fired. I can't, because they dared to utter opinions regarding Palestine that were apparently not in sync with other opinions whatsoever. And I think I can't believe what's happening. I'm listening to this. Like, what did they say? Now, of course, these are, free. It's a free country, and these corporations can do whatever they want if they don't think somebody's particularly doing something to promote, their ideas. But news organizations firing somebody because they dare to say something. Let me tell you something right now. You listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I know Americans have no idea or care or concern about what's happening with Palestine and Israel. They really don't know. They, honest to God, they just don't. Most Americans, they don't care. Same thing with Ukraine. Whatever. You are witnessing something I never thought even remotely possible. Stand by, dear friends. Stand by for this incredibly critical word from our incredibly critical friends at mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. All right, dear friends, it's time yet again to hail and salute our great friends at mypillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you get a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I know, a free gift. It's a tautology. So sue me. But first, listen. Check out their $25 extravaganzas. Listen to this. Premium MyPillows, King and Queen, MyPillow 2.0, MyPillow bed sheets, the lowest prices ever. Sandals, slides, and slippers, 6-piece towel sets, 4-pack dish towel sets. Simply and absolutely the best. It is unbelievable. So go to mypillow.com/Lionel or call 800-645-4965 and watch how fast Mike answers the phone. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. Simply the best. Simply and absolutely the best. My friends, I am so pleased to announce the following, which I cannot believe I'm even reading this. This is the greatest news. Julian Assange has reached a plea deal with the United States, allowing him to go free. The WikiLeaks founder has been held in a prison outside London for the last 5 years and fought extradition to the United States. He is expected to return to Australia. Founder Julian Assange plans to plead guilty to a conspiracy charge this week as part of a plea deal with the U.S. Department of Justice that will allow him to go free after spending 5 years in a British prison, according to court documents. Assange was charged by criminal information, which typically signifies a plea deal, with conspiracy to obtain and disclose national defense information. A letter from Justice Department official Matthew McKenzie to U.S. District Judge Ramona Manglona of the U.S. District Court for the Northern Mariana Islands said that Assange would appear in court at 9 a.m. local time on Wednesday or 7 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday to plead guilty, and said that the DOJ expects Assange will return to Australia, his country of citizenship, after the proceedings. U.S. charges against Assange stem from one of the largest publications of classified information in American history, which took place during the first term of the Barack Obama presidency. Starting in 2009, according to the government, Assange, quote, conspired with one Chelsea Manning, a military intelligence analyst, to disclose tens of thousands of activity reports about the war in Afghanistan, hundreds of thousands of reports about the war in Iraq, hundreds of thousands of State Department cables, and assessment briefs of Guantanamo Bay detainees using his WikiLeaks website. Court documents revealing Assange's plea deal were filed Monday evening in the U.S. District Court for the Northern Mariana Islands, a U.S. territory in the Pacific Ocean. Assange was expected to make an appearance in that court and to be sentenced to 62 months with credit for time served in British prison, meaning he would be free to return to Australia. This is the greatest news, bar none. This is the most incredible news, bar none. I'm emailing S to everybody that knows. This is the greatest news. Julian Assange is a journalist. Julian Assange is under the aegis, the protective guard of the First Amendment in this country. Julian Assange is a journalist. Let me say this again. He is a journalist. And under the Supreme Court case of Bartnicki against Vapor, I think it was 2001. If a person receives information, they're a journalist, let's say information that was seized via something illegal, somebody breaks in, kind of like what Ellsberg did when he stole the Pentagon Papers, when he stole it from the Rand Corporation, when he stole them, he violated it. Same thing that Snowden did. Snowden might be different because he's not technically a journalist, but maybe. But in any event, absolutely, positively. Chelsea Manning, different story. Chelsea Manning was a U.S. soldier at the time and violated that you could argue that might be trespassorial, but Julian Assange is a journalist. And when Julian Assange took that information, irrespective of where it came from, but because it's always, most journalists get stuff that's secreted, stolen, lifted, purloined. This is the most important. This is the most important case. Now, do you think that maybe Joe Biden is trying to figure out, maybe I should do something, to satisfy my more democratic folks, because he has done absolutely nothing, unless you consider Tyler Cherry's employment as being something leftist. That's what I say. Ramona Heath, ladies and gentlemen, says, I hope he makes it home alive. This about face is hard to trust. Praying for him. I agree. I agree. Seeing is believing. You're going to hear the most horrible conditions. Don't be surprised if he is not long for this world. Don't be surprised for the deleterious effect when you deprive somebody of freedom. When you destroy someone's soul, their sense of freedom, that which makes them human. They may not necessarily be physically harmed. They may not be physically hurt, physically bothered by this. But it may be something which is even more important. They might be, and it may certainly be, something that destroys the spirit and has a kind of a weird, I don't want to use a word like psychosomatic or something, but it can affect the way people live and their longevity in their life. This was an absolute disgrace what they did to him. Taking him out of the Ecuadorian prison. Remember taking him out? It was horrible. For what? And these people, like, who was it? People said they wanted him executed. Probably Lindsey Graham. Didn't Trump? Trump wasn't too keen on that. Yeah. Mrs. L wonders if he's sick. There's something not right with this. This very quick is like, okay, that's it. Time served. See ya. We're done. I hope he's checked out immediately, and you're going to find out. Mark my words, there's going to be something wrong with him, and don't be surprised if all of a sudden and we'll never get exactly what the story is, because we don't care, and it's just a conspiracy theory. Don't you love that? The other day I laughed my arse off. Candace Owens, part of my YouTube, this rotation of stories, all of a sudden she says, during 9/11, I was in grade school or something. You were in grade school? grade school. Or no, or I don't know, whatever, middle school, whatever. And, I saw this movie called Loose Change. The Dylan Avery thing. And I said, this is kind of weird. Oh, do not even get near this subject. Don't pretend. Don't stick your toe in the water and say, I wonder how this is. Should I try my luck with this one? I mean, I'm doing a hell of a job with Israel. Let me see if I can dredge up some other stories. Maybe we can go after the moon landing. Same thing when Tucker tried to go after UFOs and the like. Please, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. Stick with this. I don't expect anybody. And by the way, I'll bet you anything that he is not a nice person. I'll bet you anything that Mr. Assange is not. He's a creepy guy. I don't care. I don't care. What they did to him was just brutal. Aquaman says, little U.S. Constitution annotated Amendment 6, rights in criminal prosecutions, right to trial by jury, scope of the right, unanimity of the jury. Okay, thank you. Well, let's look into this. Aquaman, this seems to, you're like our friend Sparky. When you get on something, let's see this. SCOTUS, unanimity of verdict. Let's see what we got with this, okay? Let me see. Yeah. 1948. Let's see if there's something today. Let's look at SCOTUS brief. I'm doing this for you, Aquaman. I'm doing this for you. SCOTUS. Let's go to SCOTUS brief. SCOTUS blog, excuse me. SCOTUS blog. What am I saying? SCOTUS blog, one of my favorites. Let's see what this is. SCOTUS blog. Let's see what they said. Supreme Court takes up challenge to ban on gender affirming care. Court adds 7 cases to next term's docket. Court upholds Trump-era corporate tax on foreign earnings. Supreme Court upholds bar on guns under domestic violence restraining orders. Ooh, that's interesting. Let me see here. I'm not seeing anything. If you check out SCOTUS blog, a lot of this stuff is kind of sort of. I don't see that. But thank you very much for that, though, my friends. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. I appreciate that immensely. Now, what's going to happen in the meantime? I think I told you this before. Today, New York Post, right after we were talking this morning, the New York Post is saying, please don't let illegal aliens vote. Please don't let them vote. By the way, those of you who are members of Lionel Nation, you've got your video that drops later. It's called My Worst Fear, Illegals Voting in Droves. Oh, I can see that. I told you that before. I can see it. Let me also tell you something. You know they're planning something with this debate, don't you? You know this debate really is bothering them, don't you? You know there's this thing about the debate that they're fixated on. They can't get away from this debate. They're going crazy regarding the debate. And the debate doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But they're going crazy over it. I'm going to throw some things at you today. Oh, I heard some stuff today that's so good. Oh, my God. I can't really say it because there's no basis for it. It's just almost kind of in the rumor mill. But you know when rumors sometimes make sense? When you say, I can see that. One involves Bill Gates. I want you to remember something. You remember what I said about Matt Gates? Something's up with that. What do you think that's up? Why? What's up with that one? Why are they kind of dropping hints about things they're investigating with him? That's one creepy dude, my friend. That is one. I've been telling you that since the longest time. Remember that youngin', that young boy he adopted? Oh my. All these people who see all of these weird kind of a dark conspiracies and they read through Podesta's emails. I'm thinking, what about this guy? Oh, hell, he's one of us. Really? Matt Gaetz says, you don't see something creepy about that? What? No, he's okay. All right. Okay. But they kind of see what they do is when they let you go, that means something. What's happening to Diddy? That didn't go away. Where's Jay-Z been? I know that's not your neck of the woods, and I only care about this because I like to see where the chosen ones go and how they're allowed to survive. Keep an eye on that. Another one. Remember, I'm telling you this. Remember that. I think you know this. Ozempic. Listen carefully. You're going to hear stuff about this. Not necessarily. Remember what I'm telling you. Not Ozempic, semaglutide, but stuff that they say is Ozempic. Remember that. Not Ozempic, but phony Ozempic. Everything's phony. Phony fentanyl this, fentanyl that. You can't even keep track of this stuff. You can't keep track of this stuff. You see that Dave Grohl pissing match with Taylor Swift? I know you don't care about that either. This is huge. I love that guy. Dave Grohl, okay, does his thing. Foo Fighters, all right. And he said, yeah, we're calling us the Errors Tour. She's the Eras Tour. He says, we're the Errors. He was, as in errata, as in mistakes. He was in London at the time. And he says, see, we make mistakes because we actually play our music. Oh! If you ever did a story on how many people don't sing, aren't singing their music, does that constitute some kind of a fraud, do you think? When you contract with Jagger or somebody, what are you contracting for? What is the agreement? To see you? To hear you? To hear you live? What? What's really the deal? Okay, let's say 75% of it's live, but there's some beds, music beds, and background stuff. Does that violate? I don't know. It's a fascinating question. If you found out, the few times I've seen the Stones, I've seen them a bunch actually, when Mick's running around and he doesn't lose his breath, that always got me. Even when he stops, he doesn't catch his breath. He just keeps singing loud. If ever you want to find out the biggest phony who has ever lived in terms of music, let me ask you, who's the biggest phony who's ever lived? See if you know. See if you can guess. I know Mrs. L knows. Who's the biggest phony, relatively current? Who's the biggest phony ever? Ever. I mean, you don't even know what's real, what's not real, but nobody really cared in the first place. Who was it? Let me see what you have to say. Because there's a little bit of a lag. Mariah Carey. No, actually, Mariah Carey can sing her ass off. Well, Oprah, yeah. Of course, Oprah. Drake, no. Ted Nugent, no. Ted Nugent's play. I'm talking about a real Lizzo. Maybe, you know what? I don't know about that. Bruce Springsteen's not a phony. Bruce Springsteen plays his music. No. Milli Vanilli, of course. Come on. See, you're confusing people who are political phonies, people who are lefties. Come on. Simple. Madonna. Madonna is as a phony. I mean that I don't think this woman could ever sing in the first. You'll never know. She was all hype, all flash, all sex, all this. She was, and then later on, when she realizes she can't fill an arena. Let me also tell you something. The biggest, you cannot believe what's happening regarding Justin Timberlake. Now they're going after the cop that arrested him, and they're saying that the cop is some Nazi, this guy's doing his job. Justin Timberlake, I don't know anything about the facts of the case, but they sent in investigators like you can't believe for DUI. Keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on that one. See, I just love stories sometimes just for the level of how interesting they are. That's all. That's all. You'll also never know the people who really are the conservatives in Hollywood. You'll never know. Never. Okay? And by the way, I know you like Ted Nugent, but he does this thing and talks like this. When I go out there and I'm in the sun with the bears and I'm in the this and okay, thank you, Ted. I know you're into the guns. I go, this is rock and roll. It's rock and roll. Okay, fine. I'd like to see Ted Nugent and Hannity in a whistle off. Give them something to read, a lot of S's and sibilants, and see if we can break any glasses or crystal. Because when those guys, they start doing this, I mean, God forbid, he can't go hunting. Birds are here. Is Nugent here? I hear that. I hear him. Ted, don't talk. It's the teeth, the choppers. I don't know what you did, but you might want to get them filed down, buddy. Just saying. Well, good news. Thank God Julian Assange is gone. I remember, my friends, I don't want you to get upset, but I want you to pray that somehow we squeak through this. This thing could come through without a problem. But don't be surprised if all of a sudden all these people start voting. And you're saying, yeah, we passed that. That's our local lover. That's number one. Number two, in the 24th, when BB comes here and you have protests, are they going to do the same January 6th stuff? Or are they going to say, well, that's not really an insurrection? Watch what happens. Watch what happens. You're going to see something. You're going to see right now as we speak. I don't know why BB's coming. I have no earthly idea. He is doing this the wrong way. Most people don't know anything about him. But if indeed when he shows up, if there is the protest to end protest in Washington, and people say, hey, what is that about? What's this? Who's this guy? Is this the Israel guy? Yeah. Why are all these people out here? You don't think that's going to happen? You don't think that's going to happen? What happens then? They're going to pull the same, or they're going to say, stop this. Stop them. Arrest them. Don't let them go. Because you know they have intel already. They know what's going to happen. And they're telling them. They're actually saying, oh, we're going to be there. We're going to be there. This is not a surprise attack. They want everybody to know. What are you going to do? You're going to let us protest? Why are they doing this? Why is Biden right now aligning himself? Well, he doesn't have to regarding Israel. When most people don't know anything about it. They know nothing. They know that they're allies and, there's terrorism over there and, whatever. That's all they know. But you're going to now allow him to show up and speak and chide you after he basically gave Biden a drubbing when he said, and listen, you're a little bit late with this. But come on, give us the stuff. What's the matter with you? Let's go. We're on the scale. Remember how he treated Obama? I want you to listen to what's going on. Listen very, very carefully, my friends. Listen very, very carefully. And by the way, did somebody mention about China buying all this farmland, all this farmland, especially near military bases, all this farmland that's going to control the breadbasket of this country. What could go wrong? It's no longer a question of if something catastrophic is coming, it's when. And what are you going to be doing about it to prepare now? Your first step is going to my website, preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. And for a limited time, enjoy their special partner offer. Take $50 off a 4-week or $100 off a 3-month emergency food supply. You decide, but act now. My Patriot Supply is equipped to help you and your family prepare. They've helped over 2 million families already, and they're simply the best. These 4-week starter kits provide over 2,000 calories every day, 16 varieties, 25-year shelf life, breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks, everything, you name it. And they're sealed inside 2 rugged waterproof buckets and over 31 pounds of food. But the best deal, what I recommend, is the 3-month supply. But anyway, it's your choice, but act now. Take advantage now, and preparewithlionel.com is where you should go. Preparewithlionel.com. Oh, my friends, we have so very much to watch. So very much to be thankful for and happy and excited about, because I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the most critical election that, I mean, I thought 2016 was something, but for him to tie, to replicate the Grover Cleveland move, unreal. Now, dear friends, let me also thank you so much for how great you have been. So wonderful, so kind, and especially our good friends, Ramona Heath, thank you. Aquaman, thank you so much. So great. Charlie Calais and Terry, thank you, our new member. Dear friends, have a great and a glorious night. Please follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. Lynn's, Lynn. Sometimes they put Lynne. I don't know. It's like Lionel. Lionel. Hey, Lionel. Where did that come from? Lionel rhymes with vinyl. What are you going to do? Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious night. Welcome home. Julian Assange, it's about time. See you tomorrow morning, my friends, at 8 o'clock. And don't forget, as we always say, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.